Very good. So we were speaking about our choice of the ingredients because, as we said, obviously we have a technology that enable us to protect the good value of ingredients, but we need to select the best ingredients. And selecting ingredients, guys, in this business is one of the most difficult tasks. Because it's not nice to say, but unfortunately, in some moment in this business, you can find pirates that are trying to cheat the market. After all, if the kibble market has some bad reputation in some places, it's because you cannot see what is inside a kibble. While you can see what is inside a fresh food, the kibble very often always look the same. So you don't know what is inside. You can try to understand, but you are never sure that what is written on the label is exactly what is inside the recipe. Because you can call chicken the same ingredient, very good chicken or very bad chicken. Also because, of course, you will receive, when you receive, for example, dry meat, the dehydrated meat, it comes in form of powder, because this is it doesn't come in form of fillet. It comes in form of powder. And powders, they are always very similar among them, unless they are, let's say, alterated, unless they have a problem of quality. If it is just a problem of, let's say, nutritional values, you will not easily understand by touching, by smelling, by looking at this. So the unique way to select ingredients is to, of course, know from where they proceed, how they have been handled, but it's even more important to know what is very, very deep inside their molecular structure. What I mean with the molecular structure. For example, speaking about the protein source, we normally, companies, what they do? They meet the provider, they ask for some sample, they analyze the sample in internal laboratory if they have, and to be honest, unfortunately, sometimes is not the case. They measure protein level, fat level, ash level, and then they may accept or not. But in this way, they can mistake a lot, because it's not just a matter of protein, of fat, of ashes. There are a lot of possibilities to mix a very bad meal made with byproducts, made with bones, that it would be low in protein and high in ash, with, for example, chicken feather. Chicken feather are high in protein and low in ash. Of course, they are not very high quality. They are the poorest quality in animal protein, because it's keratin. But if you mix the feather with the meat and bone byproduct meal, you will have, by analytical values, a product that is very similar to high quality protein, high quality, for example, chicken, but it's a mix of byproducts. So how to protect against this? First of all, the selection of supplier is very important, and to establish a, let's say, confidence, mutual confidence. Then, of course, to perform any kind of freshness, safety, even the normal traditional test that all companies do, it's very important. And it's important to do in different, let's say, supplier. It's important to do in different part of the same load, because sometimes the quality of the raw material is not homogeneous. But it's even more important to go deep inside the molecular structure of the protein, to analyze the amino acidic panel. Amino acids are the constituents of the protein, are the brick that compose the protein, and they are like a fingerprint. You know fingerprint? It is individual for each people, and there are no two fingerprints that are the same. So if I take this amino acidic panel, for example, of a very good chicken meat, and I compare with real chicken breast meat, and I see that the two amino acidic panel are similar or the same, I can assume this raw material I bought, it's very high quality. If not, if maybe I see more hydroxyproline, a specific amino acid that is contained into the collagen, I may think that some byproduct has been used, some byproduct or some part of the animals with the not so high digestibility, the collagen, exactly. And like this, many other indications can tell us what is the reality of the meat that you have in front. Same story for the fats. I stop to use immediately, when I reach the factory, the salmon oil in favor of wild-caught fish oil, mainly herring. You know why? Because for me, it's not important just the general quality of the fat. It's not important to declare on the bag fish oil. The important for me is to have omega-3 inside, and omega-3 exists much more in wild-caught fish, not in salmon oil. Salmon oil, where salmon are unfortunately sometimes fed with proteins from land source, like soy, like chicken. Basically, fish are not fed like fish. They cannot, the salmon, salmon, farmed salmon, they are not fed like with microalgae, with fish oil, with krill. They are fed like chicken or like land animals. And in this way, their fat is more similar to chicken fat than to real fish oil. Our fish oil has a level of omega-3 very high. If a salmon oil has average 7% EPA, 7% DHA, our fish has not less than 30% total, 20% EPA, 10-15% DHA, more than double, sometimes triple than the salmon oil. This is knowing the raw material, not just ensuring that the fat is not oxidated, that it's not contaminated, but to know why and how it's the nutritional value. This is much more important. Same story for carbohydrates. Everybody know that carbohydrates, they can have some problem in pet food, like for example, that corn that was stored long time during transportation from South America in big boats under the sun with very extreme condition, 80 degrees, humidity. They can develop molds, and these molds can develop toxins that are called aflatoxins in general and can kill animals. That's why corn was, let's say, is badly seen from the industry. But you can anyway, apart that our corn in the few recipes we use, it's our Italian corn sourced outside our production, so completely free from toxins because it's not stored, it's just taken and used. But also corn has a characteristic. He's rich, for example, the fat of the corn, the oils of the corn, it's rich in linoleic acid. It is essential fatty acid for dog. So we can use the ingredients, starchy ingredients, in a very technical way. We can select them, for example, according to their digestibility. If I want to have a prescription diet for gastrointestinal, I will use rice, I will use sweet potato, white potato, because they are very digestible, they are very glycemic, they are able to deliver energy, glucose, very quickly into the intestine because very quickly digested. Instead, if I want to have a lower, let's say, glycemic index, a more physiological delivery of glucose, I can select source of starch with slow digestibility, and I can use for making diabetic products or obesity products or even maintenance product. You will see that our holistic, our grain-free is based on obviously meats and fat, and then as a source of carbohydrate we use sweet potato and only pea starch. This is in order to avoid the source of protein from peas. In fact, we use just the starch, we use the sugar of the pea, and it is a slowly digestible sugar like the one of sweet potato. So in this product we have a low glycemic index and the maximum quantity of animal protein. And then finally, phytonutrients. We really strongly believe in the strength of nature. In nature we can find everything. We can find many different molecules, many different compounds that can help our body to be healthy. Actually, we are using some very important kind of phytonutrients that make us different compared to all other products in the market. If you read the labels of competitors, if you read the packaging of competitors, they don't do any kind of claim of efficacy regarding their phytonutrients. Why? Well, because to be honest, they pay a lot something that they don't know. Their phytonutrients, I am speaking about the vast majority of our competitor, they are not titrated, so they are not stable in active compounds. Sometimes they received, sometimes I can tell you what is the approach. In some company, they receive very big bags of blue powder that is supposed to be blueberry powder, but actually they don't even know if it is from vegetal or mineral origin. Majority of these phytonutrients are both in China, and this lead to mystification, and this lead to problem of species identification, because you cannot recognize the species of the plant just by a powder, and also the content of active ingredients is not declared, is not measured, is not stable. And actually you will find any kind of claim. They just cannot make claims of efficacy because they don't know their ingredient. In our case, you will see on our holistic that, for example, we have a complex of phytonutrients. We have the base one for all holistic is a natural complex of aromatic plants made by cloves, turmeric, rosemary, and lemon. This is used in all our products in order to have anti-age property, to reduce the aging of the cells. And we are scientifically proven in this. That's why into our bag you will read cloves, turmeric, rosemary, and lemon prevents cellular aging. This is a very clear message, guys. It's a very clear message of efficacy, which other companies are just not doing because they don't know their ingredient. They don't know their phytochemicals. Our product is titrated and standardized. Our aloe vera, for example, apart of being completely safe because all kind of potentially toxic compound that are contained into the latex of aloe are removed by a very specific treatment. It is titrated, so the amount of polysaccharide of active ingredient, it's titrated and exceed the standards of the International Aloe Scientific Committee. You know what it means? It means that the aloe vera we are using in our product is the same it's used for human cosmetics, is the same that is used in human food. Very expensive, very high quality, very pure, very titrated. We also are the first pet food probably in the world. I'm not speaking about pet treats. I'm not speaking about pet complements. I'm speaking about complete pet food, complete kibbles. We are the first one to introduce into the market a very specific and special ingredient, which is the medical cannabis sativa. Of course, there is still a lot of controversy about this, because people don't know that exists a cultivar, specific cultivar, without toxic effect. Of course, there is a lot of research to do still on this ingredient, but the level of safety is very, very high. And in the last 3 years, I never saw such amount of scientific studies on this ingredient. So it means this ingredient, and very soon will be allowed everywhere, it's completely safe and even beneficial. Of course, then because of some European law, we cannot claim very clearly what is its effect. But we can say that inside we use the flower of the cannabis. We are not using the cannabis seed. We are not using the cannabis fiber like many other companies do. Some other companies do. We are using the flower, the most noble part of the plant. And then, of course, we are using other phytonutrients like the ginseng for the vitality and as anti-stress root. We are using dried pumpkin in natural line as a source of fiber. We are using many, many different other phytonutrients that I will run specific training because they are contained into the alleva care, the prescription diet, like purified yeast strains, inactivated lactobacilli, microalgae, and then the desaccharified sugarcane fiber. It is used in 2 special products in cat line, in holistic cat line, and so on. So we have a very big portfolio of active phytonutrients that can help us to develop very specific products. And now speaking about the products, because we start from the philosophy, we see how our philosophy is to make good products for the health of the pet. We saw the science we apply behind, and in this product, the holistic, you will have a lot of science. The technology, the choice of ingredients, the choice of phytonutrients, and finally, the product we can deliver. This is the holistic line, our hyper premium, the top of the top of our production. Of course, it's a product that has to be used with knowledge, because as you know, sometimes there are very highly selected breeds of dog that just cannot do well with the high content of protein and fat. But this product is the product that mimics the nutrition for carnivore, and so sometimes you have conditions or breeds that can benefit from the highest level of protein from animal origin, from very reduced level of starch, slowly digestible starch, low glycemic index. So our product holistic is the typical, not the typical, is the highest quality grain-free hyper-protein ultra premium in the market. The specific characteristics that are common to the entire line are, of course, to be preserved with natural antioxidants. This is a must nowadays. Of course, to be steam cooked, and in this we are unique, steam cooked to preserve the quality of the raw material. And then to have a powerful natural phytonutrient complex. In all our holistic product, there is a phytonutrient complex which is very specific, and we can make claims of efficacy on the bag. In this product, I will make a little bit of a segmentation of this line. In this product, we have 3 main tastes, we can say. we have the product based on chicken and duck for both puppies and adult in both mini, medium and maxi formulas that not only differ in size of the kibble but also in nutritional contents. So very high segmentation in chicken and duck. Then we have lamb and venison that exist only in adult formula in this moment, mini and medium maxi. And then we have the ocean fish, which exist also in puppy, in adult, in the formulation of mini, medium and maxi puppy, mini and medium maxi adult. So a very strong segmentation. All these products, as well as the cat product holistic, use the powerful natural phytonutrient complex. As a base, we have the anti-age complex in all this formula. The cloves, rosemary, turmeric, lemon is in all our formula. And then we have 3 phytonutrients that alternate to make the different tastes. In chicken, we always combine aloe vera and ginseng. In lamb and venison, we always combine ginseng and cannabis. In ocean fish, we always combine aloe vera and cannabis. So you can see that with the 3 different phytonutrients, we can have several different combinations. And I repeat, as a base, there is the anti-age complex. So in this product, the power of nature, it's amplified at maximum. We have 2 outsiders that are in cat range, and they are the hairball and the neuter for sterilized animals. They are based on chicken and duck protein, and the phytonutrient complex, apart of having the anti-age complex common to both formulas, in the neuter we have ginseng in order to stimulate the vitality of neuter sterilized animals, and the disaccharified sugarcane fiber in order to decrease the energy of the meal and to increase the satiety of the animal. And you know that the sterilized cats, they need to be satisfied with the amount of food, otherwise they may eat too much and get fat. Into the hairball, apart of having the anti-age phytonutrient complex as a base like all our holistic, we use aloe vera for a skin help, because our aloe vera, we can claim, due to the purity of our aloe vera, we can claim it regenerates the skin. So apart of having aloe vera in hairball, we also have sugarcane fiber, because it stimulates the intestinal movement, the peristalsis, and so it allows the expulsion of the hairball with the feces instead of vomiting. So this sugarcane fiber is very interesting to be used in those 2 cat products, sterilized and hairball. We have the alleva care under development, and I will speak about this in a dedicated training. Just for you to know, it will be the most advanced clinical nutritional diet. So it applies a very high standard and very innovative concepts, but also it will be the first prescription diet of having functional phytonutrients and functional nutraceutical ingredients in it. Then we have our alleva natural. As I said before, it's slightly below the holistic, not in terms of quality of the raw material, but in terms of amount of fat, of protein. Also the phytonutrients here, they are not the same very active phytonutrients, almost pharmaceutical phytonutrients that we use in holistic. This product is a low grain with brown rice and pumpkin product. So slow digestible rice because of the fiber content, low glycemic index, and with pumpkin, 5% of dry pumpkin in order to give the best support to the intestinal system. Also in this range, we have 3 different flavors. We have the chicken and pumpkin for puppies and for adult. For puppies and for adult in mini, medium and maxi, so the maximum segmentation. Then we have the lamb and pumpkin and the fish and pumpkin as adult in this moment, in the commercial line only adult, mini and medium maxi. This product is produced with the same characteristic of holistic and all other lines, so high in natural antioxidants, steam cooked, with fresh meat, and it is a very, very good product because it combines being low grain and the pumpkin, so it's rich in nutrients. Also, it is very high in chondroprotectors. It has taurine, like also our grain-free. So it's a product with very high level of integration, nutritional and functional integration. And finally, our alleva equilibrium, let's say functional line, even if by the law there is not a definition for functional. This product is, let's say, a more traditional super premium, but with very interesting characteristics. Again, preserved with natural antioxidants, steam cooked like all our products, and also with phytonutrients, cranberry, blueberry, carrot, apple, and so on. They are not as active as the phytonutrients of holistic. They are, let's say, more common phytonutrients, but very interesting in any case. And the formulations are made to have, of course, rice inside because it's a traditional super premium and because it gives the maximum digestibility, slightly lower level of protein, slightly lower level of fat compared to alleva natural, thus a formula which is a less heavier, much more digestible. It is actually a line that we give the name sensitive. So we have the sensitive pork, the sensitive lamb. In the cat alleva equilibrium, we will have sensitive venison, sensitive duck, sensitive rabbit, sensitive fish, of course, and also a weight control light. So you can use this line in a functional way. You can give it to animals that need highest digestibility, so with the sensitive stomach, or that need selected single source of protein and a slightly lower level of protein. So it means for intolerance, allergies, it may be used, even if it's, theoretically speaking, you should not advise this and you will not find any hypoallergenic claim on the bag, but it's a line that can be used in a functional way. And then finally, as I said, a light product, weight control, that enable the even the reduction of the weight if correctly rationed. So as we said, holistic as the top line, grain-free, hyperprotein with very strong phytonutrient complex, with all the proteins coming from meat and not from vegetal origin proteins. Alleva natural, which is the same quality of alleva holistic, but with lower level of protein and fats, with brown rice. So it's not a grain-free, it's a low grain, but with brown rice, slowly digestible, and with pumpkin. And then alleva equilibrium, the super premium, it's the one that should compete with the let's say, the mainstream of also multinational products. But in this product, we have a very interesting characteristic that others don't have, like preservation with natural antioxidants. Also in this product, we have fresh meat, which is quite a unique feature for this segment. We have the steam cooking and the phytonutrients. And now we close the cycle, the health and well-being. If it is true that health is not everything, it's true also that without health, everything is nothing. And based on this concept, we can recognize the initial intention of our philosophy. Our initial intention was to make products that were beneficial for dogs and cats, with the ultimate goal, their health and well-being. And we saw how we apply scientific concepts, very specific technology that enable us to not stress the raw material, very specific selection of main ingredients like protein source, fat source, carbohydrate source, but also minor ingredients like phytonutrients based on their level of active compounds, based on their purity, based on their stability, in order to develop products with the unique goal of making your animal healthy and happy. Because this is alleva, it is love. Of course, we have a very strong satisfaction policy that we will be partner with you in applying, but what we offer to the pet, it's obviously top ingredients with very high nutritional value, handled with the best technology, and a very strong control on the whole chain. To clients, we offer a very good quality price product, and don't mistake, guys, you cannot have quality without paying the correct price. It's just impossible. It's just impossible.